What's up, guys? Today we're talking about a knife from Benchmade. This is the Barrage, or Barrage, however you want to say that word. I finally went and did it. I finally bought a Benchmade. I never thought that day would come. But I was talking some smack about Benchmade on YouTube, and somebody called me out on it, saying my opinions were just political and or biased and not founded on any kind of truth. And I did some self-reflection, and I thought, you know what? He's absolutely right. I really have no actual factual data on the company itself or the quality of their knives. So, you know, basically as a FU to that guy who called me out, I went out and bought myself a Benchmade. So as you can see, it's an assisted opening knife, and we'll go over my first impression / review so far. And of course, as time goes on, I'll post an updated video if I need to. As of now, I don't think I really need to, because I believe this video is going to be mostly positive. So starting off with price, that might be my negative. I spent $145 out the door for this knife. And I bought this knife on a military base. So the benefit of that is you don't have to pay tax on it. So I don't know what a civilian would have to pay for this. Maybe it's cheaper on Amazon. I haven't checked what the price is on Amazon or other major retailers. So I don't know, maybe 145 was a ripoff for me. Maybe it was a good deal. Just letting you know that's what I paid for it. Blade steel is 154 cm, if you can see that. No, it doesn't want to focus. Anyways, it says right there 154 cm. And 154 cm is a high carbon steel known for its toughness, or well balanced overall balance in toughness and corrosion resistance. So it is a high quality steel. So I'm pleased with that. Handle is called the Velox handle. I think it's like a proprietary Benchmade material, but I mean essentially it's plastic. With metal liners, and they are cut out. What's the word I'm looking for? They're cut out inside, so to help with the overall weight. And then for the locking mechanism, you've got the access lock, and there is a safety, which if you can see right here, this part that's slightly jimped. I don't know if you can really see that through the camera, but you just push down and push forward, and essentially what it does is it puts a locking bar, or maybe more like a locking block, underneath the access lock. So you push it forward, and so now there's a block sitting underneath this access bar, so you cannot push it down to disengage the blade. And this works for the knife when it is closed as well. So you push this locking block forward, and now you cannot open the knife. Retention is pretty high, so you could probably, with a reasonable amount of safety, put this in your pocket without locking the safety. Yeah, going over ergonomics and deployment. So ergonomics, this is a very comfortable knife. It is very pleasant to hold. The main reason why I've been avoiding Benchmade knives for so long wasn't necessarily my unfounded opinions on their political stance, but I just thought Benchmade knives were ugly. Not all of them, but a majority of them. The popular ones, like the Griptilian. Every time I saw the Griptilian, it was so blah for me. It was just such an unexciting knife, and just a lot of Benchmade knives did that for me. Like, it just made me bored. And also it was the price, because they were so expensive for such a boring looking knife, and that's the main reason why I just avoided them. But I don't know, I gotta give it to them. This is it's a very comfortable handle. I mean, you can see it's nice and round, so there's not really going to be any hot spots. The one thing that is lacking here that I think Spyderco beats them on is the jimping on the blade itself, because normally Spydercos down the spine there'll be a little bump with some jimping. So you can really, when you want to choke up on the knife, you can push on the top of the blade. But here they don't have that. And I'm guessing maybe that's just because this is more designed to be a tactical / hard use blade, not so much choking up and doing some fine whittling actions with it. But the handle also curves out here at the top of the handle, so you can push up on that too. But yeah, as far as overall comfort, very comfortable, and deployment you saw. It's not lightning fast. It is a positive, strong deployment, so I'm not complaining about it. It works. I'm not a fan of assisted openings. I don't really see the point in them. And then so that goes on to our next talking point, overall. So overall, I'm impressed with this knife. For $145, you definitely immediately feel the quality. Absolutely no blade play laterally or up and down or vertically. The materials feel like high quality materials, and you can always tell. You can always tell if you're holding a cheap knife or a well-made knife. Case in point, like the SOG Pent Arc that I just reviewed. You know, holding that, it just felt like a cheap knife. It felt like a shit knife. This does not feel that way. This feels like a tool that is meant to be used and can handle abuse. So that is my primary purpose for this knife, is to be a hard use knife. Even though it's expensive, I am not afraid to really put this through the woodworks. As far as the assisted opening part, to me, assisted opening, unless it is opening so fast that it is just legendary, an assisted opening knife to me is pointless, because I can open a knife at that speed. I mean, maybe a little bit slower, but it'd be so, the differences would be so minute that me personally, I would not be able to tell. Like, I know that I can open a knife that fast. So the reason why I'm complaining about this is that the point of an access lock or a arc lock or a ball bearing lock or whatever is the fact that you can deploy it and close it one-handed. So to me, the benefit of a blade opening kind of fast is far outweighed by the fact that I can't close this knife with one hand. I mean, you could, but like there'd be more actions than just disengaging the access and then flicking your wrist. Like, you'd have to put it against something to close it. So the benefit of a knife opening maybe a nanosecond faster is outweighed by the fact that I'd have to have multiple actions to close a blade. That's my major complaint. But as far as operations and how the Barrage executes it, it does so fantastically. So I can't complain about that. It's marketed as an assisted opening knife, and it does so very well. Clip is tip up carry, and it is reversible, so that's good, but it's only tip up carry compatible. Yeah, so I've been holding off on Benchmade for long enough, I guess. I wouldn't say that I'm a diehard fan, just because I still have some unfounded resentment towards their political beliefs that I have absolutely no idea or I have no solid facts about. But you know what? It's a free country, so I choose to continue to hold those grudges against them. But as far as the quality of their knives, you know what? Can't knock them. They make a damn good knife. So I'll actually probably end up getting some more Benchmades. I'm not gonna lie. Knowing me, I would not put that past me. So would I recommend this one? Yeah, I recommend it. I recommend getting the not black, the satin finish or whatever, just because for me, I think all black blades are kind of tacky now. I think they're overplayed. So if you can get one with a non-coated blade, then I would get that one. But I mean, it's It's a good knife that can handle a lot and doesn't call too much attention to itself. Simple, just a little bit pricey, but if you can afford it, and if you're looking at this one specifically, then hell yeah, go for it. Anyways, that concludes this video. I hope this helps you with your next knife purchase. Thanks for watching, and tune in for the next episode. And one more for the road.